morning, ma'am.
What is the breakfast you had in the morning?
I had idli, ma'am.
Okay. You have come from Telangana to Delhi. How you see the weather? The difference as a geography student. What is the climatic condition of Telangana, and how you see the weather patterns in Delhi? Compare and contrast.
Ma'am, in Telangana, although we have high heat and high temperature, but due to the proximity to the sea, we have the moderating effect of oceans. Whereas in Delhi, we
How far is sea from Telangana?
Ma'am?
From your native place of Siddipet.
Yes, ma'am.
How far is the sea? How long is that?
Sorry, ma'am. I'm not aware of the exact distance. Coming to your questions, ma'am. In Delhi, we have the hot, dry heat because of continentality, ma'am.
Okay. So, how do you feel the heat in Delhi?
Ma'am, it's dry heat, unlike the humid heat which we have in the coastal states of Mumbai, coastal states of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. We have here dry heat, which causes dehydration very soon.
There is a news that in North India there is a heat wave.
Yes, ma'am.
Particularly, the heat wave is so intense. If you compare last 122 years, it was the highest. Why there were highest heat waves in the year 2022? What do you mean by heat wave, and why there are highest heat waves?
Ma'am, heat waves are measured with respect to the average temperatures in a particular area, ma'am. If temperature goes behind 4.5 degrees centigrade, then the normal temperature of that particular time, it is called as a heat wave, ma'am. There is also one more criteria. If temperature crosses more than 40 degrees centigrade, it is also called as a heat wave, ma'am. Coming to the cause of heat waves, ma'am, there is no established reason to link these heat waves with any particular phenomena, but in the scientific community, they are anticipating that this might be due to increasing global warming and climate change.
Good, Akhil. So, your father does agriculture.
Yes.
What does he cultivate?
Ma'am, we cultivate paddy.
Only paddy?
In both the seasons, both Kharif and Rabi.
Okay. Generally, Telangana is considered as a dry land.
Yes, ma'am.
Compared to your original state of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how is your agriculture now doing?
Sorry, ma'am?
How is your father's agriculture doing now?
Ma'am, in the Kharif season, we get high amount of production compared to Rabi season, ma'am.
Okay.
And ma'am, it is not profitable as such in the entrepreneurial way, but yes, ma'am, it is sustainable.
How many acres of land you possess?
Ma'am, we have 3 acres of land.
So, your family is sustaining with that 3 acres of
yes,
land?
Ma'am.
You cultivate only paddy?
Yes, ma'am.
And you belong to Siddipet district?
Yes,
ma'am. Okay. So, what are the other crops that Telangana actually produce?
Ma'am, in our Siddipet and surrounding districts, cotton is also famous. There used to be corn production, maize production, but due to monkey maintenance, we are reducing the acreage under the maize crop. And in Warangal district, ma'am, chili is famous. And in Nizamabad and Adilabad districts, they also cultivate turmeric, ma'am.
Okay. Akhil, there is a news that and also demand to establish a turmeric board in Nizamabad.
Yes, ma'am.
Why it is significant? Why we need a turmeric board in Nizamabad?
Ma'am, establishment of turmeric board can open the market opportunities for the turmeric farmers. Having the presence of turmeric board can also bring extension services closer to the farmers, which is very crucial for that. So they are demanding to establish a turmeric board in Nizamabad district.
Okay. So you belong to the state of Telangana. And Telangana was formed in 2014. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me the relevance of creation of a smaller state in India.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first thing, it brings the administration closer to the people and it eases the governance process. And ma'am, it also ensures the balanced regional development. Since administration is closer and governance is becoming good and closer to the people, it will enable the government to go for balanced regional development.
Okay. have completed your 10th class in 2012,
Yes.
12th class in 2014, and BTech in 2018.
Yes, ma'am.
10th class, Ravindra High School. Okay. How does this name Ravindra have come from for this high school?
Ma'am, it is named after Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore.
Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. Have you read any of his poetry or poem or any prose? Anything about
Unfortunately, I haven't studied
Oh.
any literature from the
He got
Gurudev.
one literature prize.
Yes, ma'am. He's the
Which
first
book?
Asian to.
Which book?
Ma'am, I'm not sure.
This Gitanjali.
Yes, ma'am.
Gitanjali. Okay. At least have you heard about "Take Me, Lord, unto the freedom, take my country to the new heights"?
Yes, ma'am. I have heard about that.
Okay, read about that. Of that. And 12th class Masterminds Junior College Defect. Very good. You got 97% maths MPC, and you have done civil engineering from KU, Kakti University. Okay. So, do you know about Kohinoor Diamond?
Yes, ma'am.
The story of Kohinoor Diamond.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you speak on that a bit?
Ma'am, I'm not very sure about it, but it is believed that Kakatiyas mined that diamond from this region.
Okay. Who has stolen from who have taken it from Kakatiyas?
Ma'am, I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay. What is the civil engineering technology of Kakatiyas? Do you have any idea about the civil engineering technology and techniques of Kakatiyas?
Yes, ma'am. One, in certain structures such as Ramappa temple, they have designed it in a earthquake resistant way. And temples like 1000 pillar temple, they have interjointed pillars to conceal any kind of joints in the structures, ma'am. Ma'am, in the irrigation, they have constructed interlinked tanks so that one excess water from one tank goes to connecting chain tank rather than going waste. So it improved the irrigation potential of that region, ma'am.
Very good. So can you recite the Swachh Bharat pledge?
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. You don't remember it?
No.
Okay. At least what might be the content of the pledge?
Ma'am, I'm purely guessing it, but it might be like, I do not litter in the open.
Same. Any other thing?
And I'll segregate the waste at source.
Okay.
And I'll.
Okay. Done. Is India ready for Swachh Bharat 3.4?
Ma'am, we are in still Swachh Bharat 2.0.
Okay.
Now we are aiming to sustain our behavioral change campaigns, and now we are aiming to sustain the usage of toilets. Once we are done with the Swachh Bharat 2.0, yes, ma'am, we will definitely move into Swachh Bharat 3.0.
Akhil, assume that our district collector in a backward district in India, though people have toilets, they are using night soil. They are going outside. They are not using their toilets.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you bring behavioral change in the people? There are toilets.
Yes,
but people are not using.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you going to bring it?
Ma'am, first of all, we need to assess the reasons. Whether they are going outside due to lack of assured water supply, or whether they are fearing the filling out of pit, or whether they are just going as a behavior, just as a habit. Once we assess the reason, based on that, we need to assure them that we need to provide them quality water, assured water supply. Then we need to create technologies which can reach to the streets so that to clean the pits in a less cost. We need to develop those kind of technology, and we need to bring in the confidence among the people that these technologies are available and they are free of bad smell and pollution also. And if they are going out as a behavior, then we can use the techniques such as peer pressure, and we can also educate them on the dangers if they go out due to possible snake bites. And people also injure themselves falling in ponds, falling from the bunds. So we need to educate them on these potential threats, ma'am.
Okay, okay. You are head of student relations unit at college.
Yes, ma'am.
What is student relation unit?
Ma'am, in our college, there used to be no professors
Oh.
from the government side. So what we decided, we
No professors.
no professor and no faculties, ma'am.
After university.
Yes, ma'am.
Why no professors?
There is a pendency of the appointment
Then how you
procedure.
completed your graduation?
Ma'am, Xeroxes, PDFs, and YouTube
Without
videos.
professors, you have completed
Yes,
graduation.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, college on their side consulted some private colleges teachers, and they used to teach us on Saturdays and Sundays,
Oh.
and they used to give us guidance.
And this is the fate of universities in India.
Mostly, ma'am.
Not all universities are like this.
No, ma'am. Few universities are there.
And how you got 77.22% by your own education?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Let's say.
Done. So then what is the student relations?
Yes, ma'am. To organize our protest, to explicitly state our demands, we decided to establish a coordination center between the branches, so that we can enlist our demands, we can coordinate better.
Okay.
To
You are a
represent.
student leader then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any ragging in your college, university?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No ragging.
No ragging.
I heard you studied in Warangal.
Yes, ma'am.
Warangal, there was so much of atrocities on females, particularly college-going girls. There's one acid attack on a girl long back.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know about that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that episode, incident?
Ma'am, there is one girl and one boy who is also both of them know each other. Boy proposed that girl, but she denied. So out of that frustration and out of that the anxiety, he poured acid on.
Done. In Warangal,
Yes, ma'am.
universities and colleges are also prone to Naxalism and this ideology.
Yes, ma'am.
So do we still have Naxalist ideology in universities and colleges in Warangal?
Ma'am, largely no, ma'am. There might be hidden cells running there. But
as you are a student's leader,
yes,
you
ma'am.
know about this more.
Yes, ma'am. In our college, there is no such thing, ma'am.
In your college, there is no such
No,
thing.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have Naxalism in Telangana right now?
Yes, ma'am.
In which districts of Telangana?
Ma'am, Bhadradri Kottagudem district, to my best of my knowledge, is still in the red corridor map, ma'am.
Okay. What is red corridor?
Ma'am, it is the districts most affected by the Naxalism, ma'am.
Okay. How many districts are there in red corridor today in India?
I'm not very sure about the number, ma'am.
You're not very sure about
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Okay. One more important thing, Akhil. Recently, there's a news about sedition law.
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
Ma'am, sedition law is also known as IPC 124A section. Ma'am, it is a penal law which penalizes the people who try to bring the animosity among the groups and try to destabilize the government which is elected by the law.
Okay. Now, why government wanted to review that?
Ma'am, it is a colonial era law under the policy of revamping the laws. Our honorable Prime Minister decided that we should revamp the colonial era laws and we should remove the absolute laws from our penal code.
Okay. Recently, Mahinda Rajapaksa,
Yes.
the Sri Lankan Prime Minister, resigned. What is going on in Sri Lanka? What is actually wrong in Sri Lanka right now?
Ma'am, the first case is that country is reeling under the depleting foreign exchange reserves, ma'am, and there is a high inflation also, and they are unable to purchase the basic goods also. So for that, people in Sri Lanka protested against that president and prime minister, and for the same reason he resigned, ma'am.
Okay. Very pathetic situation.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is the probable solution for this?
Ma'am, solution can be, ma'am, first of all, I feel, this is my opinion, ma'am. First of all, Sri Lanka should stabilize its internal politics, ma'am. Internal social situations, and they need to build the trust among the people and the trust between the people and government. It is crucial to have a social trust to implement any reform.
Okay, given a chance if you become IAS,
Yes, ma'am.
what change you want to see in your, say in India at least, something you want to see a change as an administrator.
Yes, ma'am.
What change you want to see?
Ma'am, as an IAS officer, I would like to have the maximum and efficient implementation of policies, ma'am.
Mm,
Now we have enough policies,
mm,
enough good objectives also,
mm.
but the implementation
Tell me
is
one
somehow
thing
lacking.
in policy making or something implementation.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing which you want to see a change, which is really going to benefit the Indian.
Ma'am, I would like to see the highly skilled students, ma'am, in our society.
Highly skilled students.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very good, Akhil. Your mock is over. I think this is your first attempt. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.